Your child talks back. You correct them in a sharp tone. And in that instant, developmental research shows you just modeled the very disrespect you're trying to stop. This isn't about your intentions. This is about mirror neurons, the hidden mechanism whereby your correction becomes their template, where your reaction teaches louder than your words could ever hope to. In the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover the number 1 mistake that turns parents into accidental coaches of disrespect, explore the fascinating brain science behind it, and finally give you a practical 4-step framework to model true respect. We're talking about transforming behavior not through control, but through connection. The scene. Every parent knows. Picture this. It's been a long day and you've just asked your child to put away their toys. A simple request. Instead, they huff. They mutter under their breath. Why do I always have to do everything? You can feel your chest tightening. You hear that tone, that attitude, and before you know it, your own voice has sharpened. Listen, that's not how you talk to me. This is instinctive. You are not being harsh. You are teaching respect. You want to show them this is unacceptable to speak to a parent in such a manner. But the key insight is this. At that moment, they are learning it from you. We tend to think that disrespect starts with the child a behavior problem to be corrected with some kind of consequence. But developmental research tells a different story. It often starts with the emotional model we provide in moments of conflict. When you respond to disrespect in a disrespectful tone, you're not teaching the lesson you think you are. You're teaching that when someone's bothering you, you raise your voice, you use a cutting edge in your words and you make them feel small. And then we wonder why they do the same thing back. This isn't about blame. This is about understanding a powerful subconscious mechanism. And once you see it, everything can change. The hidden parenting mistake. Demanding versus demonstrating. So, what's the number 1 mistake that teaches children to be disrespectful? It's demanding respect instead of demonstrating it. I know that may sound counterintuitive. Of course, children should respect their parents. Authority and boundaries matter. But here's the distinction that changes everything. Respect can't be commanded into existence. Neuroscience research on mirror neurons shows us why. When you demand respect with a sharp tone, escalation, or sheer power, your child's brain isn't processing the lesson you intend to teach. Instead, they're learning about power dynamics. They learn that whoever has more control gets to be disrespectful. They learn that respect means fear, not genuine regard. And here's the critical part. Their brains are wired to mirror what they see, not just what they hear. If you remain calm while setting the limit, they internalize calm assertiveness. If you raise your voice when frustrated, they learn that volume equals power. If you use sarcasm to express disappointment, they adopt sarcasm as their language for conflict. It's an invisible mechanism, active in every exchange. But once you understand it, you are able to redirect it. The brain science of mirror neurons. Let's get a little nerdy in a cool way. What's actually happening in your child's brain during these heated exchanges? Mirror neurons, a special class of brain cells that help humans learn social behavior, fire up when they observe your emotional state. They don't just register your words, they absorb your delivery, your tone, your facial tension, your body language. Developmental research shows that this emotional patterning becomes their template. Your emotional regulation, or lack thereof, becomes theirs. Even if you're teaching a valid lesson about manners, if your delivery includes the very disrespect you're trying to correct, that's what gets encoded. The logic from your child's perspective is simple. If you get to be sharp-toned when you're upset, why can't I? It's not happening because you're failing. It's happening because this mechanism operates below conscious awareness. But now that you know, you can use it to your advantage. How to model respect, your 4-step framework. Okay, how do we model respect when our kids are testing every last boundary? Here is a simple research-supported framework informed by emotional regulation and secure attachment. Step 1. The strategic pause. Before responding, take one deep breath, just one. This one pause interrupts the automatic reaction. Neuroscience tells us that it takes about 6 seconds for the reasoning part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, to catch up with the emotional alarm bell, the amygdala. That breath buys you those precious seconds to choose how you respond. Step 2. Name the feeling, not just the behavior. Instead of saying, "Stop being rude," try, "I can see you're frustrated, but that tone isn't okay. You sound angry right now. I want to hear you, but let's use different words." Why this works? You're validating their emotion while setting a boundary around its expression. This teaches emotional literacy that feelings are valid, but actions have limits. It's the foundation of emotional intelligence and dramatically reduces escalation. Step 3. Show, don't just tell, speak in a steady voice. Keep kind eye contact. Be firm but calm. This isn't about being soft. This is about being strong without being harsh. You most absolutely can say no, hold a boundary, and follow through with the consequence. The key is to do it with dignity intact, both yours and theirs. Research shows children model authority style, not just authority itself. Step 4. Master the do-over. You will lose your cool. All of us do. Emotional regulation is a practice and not perfection. So when it happens, repair it. Go back and say, "I raised my voice earlier, and that wasn't okay. I was frustrated, but that's not how I want to talk to you." Research on secure attachment shows that repair is more powerful than perfection. It models accountability, and it shows that respect includes owning your mistakes. These 4 steps build something essential: emotional safety. And emotional safety is the true foundation of real respect. Addressing your concerns. Is this too soft? You might be thinking, if I don't demand respect, won't my child walk all over me? This is a totally valid concern, and it highlights a common misconception. Modeling respect doesn't mean eliminating boundaries. It's about holding firm limits without losing your cool or their dignity. You can still implement consequences. You can still say, "You chose not to listen, so screen time is done for today. We'll try again tomorrow." You are still the authority in your home. The delivery changes. The boundary does not. Here's the critical distinction. When children are respected in correction, they stop fighting for power. They no longer need to prove themselves through resistance. It has been repeatedly demonstrated that an authoritative approach, high on warmth and high on structure, yields superior long-term outcomes compared to an authoritarian one. High on control, low on warmth. Respectful behavior that is based on fear vanishes the instant your back is turned. Respect based on connection becomes their inner guide. And that's the kind of respect that can last a lifetime. Bringing it all home. Let's bring this full circle. The most common error is to demand respect instead of modeling it. When you model patience, emotional regulation, and calm authority, especially in conflict, your child learns that respect is principle-based, not power-based. If you're recognizing yourself in these patterns, please know that's not failure, that's awareness. Every parent has snapped. The question isn't whether you've done it, it's what you do next. Your child doesn't need a perfect parent, they need a consistent one. And the beautiful thing about emotional modeling is that it works at any age, and your very next interaction is a fresh opportunity to model something new, whether your child is 3 or 13. P.S. Now, here's what often happens when you start staying calm. Your child might test this new pattern with an even bigger meltdown. When that tantrum hits over the wrong color cup or a broken cracker, know you're not alone. I've detailed a gentle, counterintuitive method that can de-escalate these moments in about 60 seconds. Click here to watch that video next because, let's be honest, The next meltdown is probably just moments away.